All right, Kevin, we can't make beer without supplies. So where are we?
Well, we have discovered the Homebrew headquarters in Richardson, Texas as being the finest place to come. And it's so important that you have someone that's actually an expert in brewing beer. And one of the proprietors of this store has actually won numerous awards. So this is where we come, and this is where we get all our supplies. Homebrew headquarters in Richardson, Texas.
And maybe one day we'll win some awards.
Well, I'd like to.
There we go.
Hey, Kelly, how you doing?
All right, how you
Good
guys
to see you.
doing?
We're doing great.
How's your beer coming along?
Well, it's coming along.
It's
but,
empty.
It's empty, time to reload.
That's
we
right.
need more stuff. But you know, we always make the same batch over and over. We decided this time we're going to have you show us a little bit of some of your expertise and how to do something a little bit more on the edge.
Okay, I think I got an idea. I think we'll trick it up a little bit and get some of those specialty grains that you've been shying away from here lately.
Sounds great.
Let's go for it. Hey, Kelly, well, you know, as you know, we make the basic simple batch of pale ale, okay? And we've been doing it for a while, but let's say you're brand new, you're a newbie, we don't know anything about the equipment. Start us off. What do you need?
Well, you need to get a starter kit that's going to include all the equipment that's necessary to make beer, either the beginner's basic way or the advanced way or the intermediate way, and that's what y'all are doing, the intermediate way. But it's the same equipment for basic and intermediate. And that's these equipment kits right here. And there's two basic ones to choose from. There's what we call a single stage and there's what we call a two stage. Do you know the difference?
Why don't you tell us about it?
Well, in a single stage, all your fermentation is going to occur inside a single vessel, okay? And you know what fermentation is?
Right.
Fermentation is when yeast eats sugar, produces CO2 gas and alcohol, and that all occurs inside a single vessel. Well, a two-stage has two advantages over a single stage. In a two-stage, the fermentation occurs and it produces a lot of foam on top that eventually will settle out and form sediment. And if your beer sits on that sediment for an extended period of time, you could get off flavors. So we like to transfer it over into a second fermenter, hence the name two-stage. And the second advantage to that is it helps knock more stuff out of suspension, which produces a clearer beer. So a two-stage has two minor advantages. It gets it off the sediment that could cause off flavors, and it produces a clearer beer.
Now, I've done the single and the two-stage before, and it's been a while, but is there a big disadvantage of going single stage versus two?
No, the only disadvantage to doing a single stage over a two-stage is certain beers that require you to do a two-stage, and we'll get into that into advanced brewing. But all you need is either a single stage or a two-stage kit, and we have one of each to choose from.
So Kelly, what exactly is in the kit?
Well, in the kit's going to include all the equipment necessary to make 5 gallons of beer. 5 gallons is the standard to the hobby. And so all your ingredients, all your recipes that you see is going to basically be based around 5-gallon batches. The equipment necessary to make 5 gallons of beer can be as simple as this bare bones kit, which is a plastic fermenter and a capper and ingredients. The kits will include everything but 4 household items that you're going to need. Water, you got that at home. Unscented household bleach, that's for sanitation. That's the key to this whole hobby, and that's all you'll ever hear about this hobby is cleaning and sanitizing. Bottles eventually, those are easy to collect, but we sell them new if you need them. And some type of pot that you can boil 4 or 5 gallons of water in, preferably stainless steel. Okay. Everything else will be included in these kits. Now, you have a choice between glass and plastic. There's absolutely nothing wrong with food-grade plastic. Matter of fact, it has 4 advantages over glass. It's lighter, it's cheaper, it's stronger, and it's safer.
And you can steal them from your office.
And
I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
But there's one huge advantage that glass has over plastic, and that is the sanitation and the cleaning process, which is the key to the whole hobby. Every batch will get ruined. It won't hurt you, but that's why this is legal, is because it won't hurt you. But if you get an infection in your beer, it won't be palatable. It's like when milk goes sour, you just can't drink it. Well, plastic, when you clean it, you have to be careful that you don't cut it, scratch it, gouge it, scrape it. That's where bacteria will hide and ruin every batch of beer. But glass you can't scratch unless you're cleaning with diamonds. Then you own a brewery and you wouldn't be here. But Glass you can't scratch, and it's very easy to clean and sanitize. That's why glass or stainless steel is preferred over plastic, but plastic does have its advantages.
That's why we haven't gotten our wives to help us, Kevin.
That's right. That's right. Kelly, what ingredients are included in your kit?
Well, the kit does include ingredients enough to make 5 gallons of beer, and it comes with what we call a beer kit, also called hopped malt extract. You guys are into intermediate brewing already, so the can kit or the hopped malt extract will include the hops and the yeast and the malt already in a can, ready for you to go ahead and boil for 10 minutes and ferment.
Well, great. I'm sure you got quite a few different varieties.
Oh, absolutely. Anything you want to make.
Well, great. How about if you show us where those are at, and we'll take it from there. You show us what you got in the store.
Great.
So these are the ingredients you have to choose from. These are the canned malt extracts or hopped malt extracts, also commonly called beer kits, to choose from. And you notice there's a wide range from stout to Mexican cerveza to a light lager to a brown ale, a bock. So there's various different kits to choose from. These are very easy to use, and these are a good way to get someone introduced into home brewing that has never done it before. It makes them focus on the cleaning and the sanitizing and the boiling and the capping. They don't have to worry about getting their ingredients and how to prepare the ingredients. It's already done for them. The hops are in the can, the malt is in the can, and the yeast is in the lid, already prepared for them. All they have to do is boil it for 10 minutes and ferment it.
Pretty much a single-step operation, huh?
Very easy to understand, very, very easy to use. People do these 1 or 2 times, and they're ready to move on to what you're used to, what is commonly known as extract brewing with specialty grains or intermediate brewing.
Well, why don't we go on over and put together our required
You got your recipe?
We're ready to go.
Let's get it.
Okay.
Let's get your ingredients.
All right, let's do it. Well, the first thing we're going to do is get this good malt here. What we're going to use is 7 pounds of it.
So your recipe calls for 7 pounds of malt.
Exactly right.
And malt is your base to all beer. This is malt extract, unhopped. There's 4 ingredients in beer, and this is the base. The other 3 ingredients are hops and yeast. We'll get those in here in a minute. And water, which you already have at home. Malt is where the sugar is, and the malt flavor that we have in beer. And sugar is what the yeast is going to eat to produce CO2 gas and alcohol. And we're using pale malt, which is a very neutral malt, which can be manipulated to form any flavor profile you want, dark, light, and amber.
How about some European versions like Hefeweizen and stouts?
Well, if you're going to do a stout and forgo some of the specialty grains, which we're going to get to in a minute, you can go ahead and get some dark malt. Obviously, wheat beer or wheat beers like Hefeweizen would use wheat malt extract, and we also have amber malt extract. These have additional malts in them that change the flavor profile, so you don't have to steep the grains, which we're going to get into again in a minute, which will change pale malt into any flavor or any type of beer that you want.
Hey Kevin, aren't we going to be doing something a little different with our recipe this time?
Yeah, we're actually going to be using some grains. We need to get some Crystal 60, about a ½ pound.
Okay, so normally you guys aren't using your crystal, and this time you're going to plan on using some of the specialty grains, which is quite easy to use and actually adds a little different flavor and nuance to your recipe. So let's go over to the grains and get what you need.
Okay, sounds good.